Here in Hebron, I just want to make sure that I can get some service here before I film. I am here with an amazing story, and I'm inviting everyone. Before I get started, I want to give you a couple of minutes to get your friends and family in, because this is truly miraculous. We are talking about real miracles in the modern day state of Israel, and I'm afraid it's going to go off. My service is going to go off before I can give you the whole story. So tune in right now. I can see who's here, and then I'm going to get out of my car and show you some pretty ridiculously amazing sights and sounds from Hebron. I'm right here in the city of Hebron right now. I'm in the old part of Hebron. I'm around 300 yards past the Cave of the Patriarchs. Once upon a time, this was a dominantly, if not completely, Arab area, which if you drove through, you were completely ambushed with stones, Molotov cocktail bottles, and other. I am sitting here. I'm going to get out of my car. It is no longer dangerous, and in 1 second, I'm going to explain to you why. Before I do this, I just want to tell you that the information I'm going to give here is so critically important to get out there to people who you know, just don't have a chance to visit or have never visited Hebron. All they see is the news and the information from the media outlets, which are completely fabricating history. So here's your chance to get the information out there in a real and truthful way. All right, so I'm going to get out of the car right now. Stay tuned. Hold on 1 second, everyone. We are in Hebron right now, and Mark away. If my phone goes off, it's just simply because of service here. But I want to show you something amazing. I'm going to turn the camera around right now. We are by the old, what they used to call the Arab marketplace. And again, remember, before 1929, this is so important to understand, before 1929, Hebron was owned and lived in mostly by religious, ultra-Orthodox Jews. Okay, this was before the state of Israel, before they called the settlements and all the other stories, 1929, before the state of Israel. Okay, and the majority of Hebron was Jewish. Most of the land was owned by Jews. Most of it was bought out by actually the Chabad movement. In any case, in 1929, through the Muslim riots, they slaughtered and they murdered and they kicked out the Jews out of Hebron, and they took over the houses here, and recently the Jews have taken it all back. They've returned to the city of Hebron. I want to show you, turn around 1 second, and show you a site which is really beautiful, at least for me to see. I really am emotional. Let me tell you this. So you're looking at the old marketplace. You're looking at the old marketplace. These buildings were construction on land purchased by the Hebron Jewish community in 1807. This was bought and purchased by Jews in 1807. This land was stolen by Arabs following the murder of 67 Hebron Jews in 1929. What happened was the Arabs took over this land. They murdered the Jews who lived here. But again, it's documented that this land was originally bought by the Jewish community in 1807. After 1929, all the Jews were kicked out and murdered by the Muslims, and we came back in 1967. All these stores that you see here were being run by Arabs. They didn't buy them. This was all Jewish property. And we're looking in Hebron. This area used to be predominantly Arab. You could not walk through here even without getting pelleted with rocks. And of course we have this whole area has Israeli flags up. And again, for those who hate Israel, and even those within Israel, if you want to talk about the left who cannot stand seeing this, I understand why, but it's not going to fit their narrative. This area was Jewish until it was stolen, and the Jews were murdered by the Muslims. I would love to, there are two people over there who are, we'll call it international observers. I'd love to get their opinion on the issue. Hi, excuse me? Hello? Excuse me? Ladies, do you speak English? Oh, they don't want to speak. They don't want to speak. You see, international observers, they're not really international observers, they're biased anti-Semitic observers who actually refute historical facts and love reporting things here as they want to report it, not even as they see it, because it's clear what is going on here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up the road right now and show you some more areas that were predominantly Jewish, and after 1929 the Jews were murdered and the Arabs, the Muslims took it over, and we're going to see some signs here, some amazing signs like the ones over there. Now you can see that this place is being developed right here. We have some more signs right there of all the areas from the community offices. We have the Avraham Avinu. Now the Avraham Avinu community, I wanted to stop for 1 second, but I couldn't get it to stop. The Avraham Avinu community is here. But more importantly, I'm going to walk up to the residential areas because this is very, very important to understand what's going on here. So give me 1 second. For those of you who do not know where I am walking up the old city of Hebron. And again, just a couple of years ago, Jews could not walk here. It was dangerous. They literally would be pummeled with everything from stones to Molotov cocktail bottles. And this whole area in front of me was a strip mall, was a mall full of stores. Again, Arabs who took over Jewish land after 1929. The Jews were slaughtered and kicked out of here. Just a couple of years ago, you could not walk up this block if you were Jewish. And here's the sign. I'll read it out to you for those of you who can't read. After signing the Hebron Accords in 1997, that was, by the way, Bibi Netanyahu, Hebron was divided, leaving Jews with access to only 3% of the city. You understand? So when they say that the Arabs don't have freedom of movement in Hebron, it's a complete fabrication. In other words, the Jews had only access to 3% of the city. Jews were restricted to only one street, 1 kilometer long. In September 2000, Arabs launched the Oslo War, what they call the Second Intifada, a terror war against Hebron's Jewish residents and visitors. Following the numerous attacks and casualties, these stores were closed by military orders for security reasons. Large, thriving commercial and shopping centers off limits to Jews are open in the Arab part of the city. In other words, these shops, after they were used as terror bases and places to launch terrorist attacks, they were closed. But again, this entire area, the entire area used to be Jewish. And after 1929, after the Muslim pogroms here and slaughter of Jews, the Arabs took it over and Jews were not allowed. We are now back here. You can see these Israeli flags flying high, and walking through here, I am very calm, not worried about a thing here. Some of these houses have been, of course, moved into for Jews to live in. But the truth of the matter is, just around a half an hour ago, the Arab school got out, or the camp, I don't know what they're doing here now, the school got out, and there were hundreds of Arabs who were walking down the street, not being bothered at all. With them was a movie camera, was a video camera, and they were taking a video and claiming that the Arabs are being hauled into one street, Baloney. This is the street that's open for everyone here. And really amazing revival of the city of Hebron. Now I got to tell you about one other thing, and I'm going to finish up this very short broadcast. One of the places that I went to visit, hold on, am I on? One of the places that I went to visit with Ben Packer, and a guy who's doing amazing stuff for revival of Jewish lands, I went to visit the burial place of Ruth and of Yishai. Yishai is the father, David ben Yishai is the father of David HaMelech, and Ruth is the great-grandmother of David HaMelech, and they're buried here in Hebron. And I went to the burial place, and it was a garbage dump. It was the Arabs used it as a garbage dump. There was garbage up to 3/4 of the way up of the wall there. And Ben Packer, with a lot of other volunteers, has cleared out that area completely, actually made it a respectable place to visit here in Hebron. But the bigger news is they found an ancient shul. And the ancient shul obviously was destroyed also using a garbage dump. But once we cleared away that garbage, we found that during the Crusader times, the Christians were all here, and they actually put a cross on where the Torah scrolls were. So they took over the synagogue. It's a 900-year-old synagogue. They're cleaning it out and building it up, and they're rebuilding everything from the ark where the Torah is to the benches. But in the area of the cave of Ruth and Yishai, there's a big square there, a huge square. And Ben had this great idea, and he said, you know what, Sukkot is coming up, the tabernacle holiday. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a humongous sukkah here, a humongous tabernacle here, for soldiers to cool off, to drink, and to eat. And he called me and said, Ari, can you and Stanley together get involved? And I didn't even blink twice. We are still in the height of our Rosh Hashanah campaign. Out of the 1,000 families that we're trying to cover for Rosh Hashanah, we've only covered around 400. So that you can also hit the link below. I'm going to put it in 1 second. But other news is we are building a sukkah, a huge tabernacle right here in the city of Hebron. Hundreds of Jews and tourists and thousands of tourists are going to come visit, can eat and drink and enjoy that sukkah. The sukkah altogether with all the construction, we still have to flatten out the land, is around $5,000. Okay? If you are someone who wants to sponsor that sukkah, we'll put your name on the sukkah, everything you want. If everybody would donate just a little bit, we can also make it very, very easy to cover that sukkah. So I will put down that link as well. If you want to donate to either the Rosh Hashanah campaign, to help families of IDF soldiers enjoy the holiday without worrying about their financial situation, let me know. And if you want to help sponsor the amazing Sukkah in Hebron for soldiers and for tourists here, again, the cost is $5,000. If you want to sponsor the whole thing in memory or in honor of someone or for birthday or whatever it is, let me know. Otherwise, I will put up a link that everybody can donate whatever they can to this amazing project. I am walking down the streets of Hebron. Do you understand what is going on here, people? This is the city of Avram, Yitzhak, and Yaakov buried here. Sarah, Rivka, and Leah are buried here. We have Avner ben Ner, the captain. David, King David's captain, is buried here. For the army is here. Yishai and Ruth, the ancestors of King David, are buried here. King David made the city of Hebron his capital 7 years before he moved to Jerusalem. I am standing on 3,500 years of Jewish history right here. And to imagine that we're back home is miraculous. It's time for everyone to be part of that miracle. Let me know which one of those projects you want to cover. All right, who's in the house here? We have Alexander here. Jonathan Hauser's in the house. Gershom Bar Kochva is amazing. Was my daughter's history teacher. Truly amazing, unbelievable. And again, I just want to, just so you know, the street that I'm on is open for everyone. You can see that not so many cars coming through here, but it's absolutely miraculous. I'm standing here in the city of Hebron. Every time I come here, I'm mind blown. All right, everyone, have an awesome day. Share it out, and let me know if you want to sponsor any of those projects. Take care, everyone. I'm going to turn this around just so you can see this picture. This amazing sign. Okay, for those of you who read English, I'm going to put it a little closer, English or Hebrew. There's the English right there. So what happens, the Arabs built on this land, which was purchased by the Hebron Jewish community in 1802. They didn't buy the land. They murdered the Jews and kicked them out. And we're back, baby. We're back reclaiming the city of Hebron back to the Jewish people. Wishing everyone some awesome end of the week. Shalom from the most beautiful, no most, Jerusalem, of course, but from the holy city of Hebron.